Went to see it last night, and 3 hours is a lot to digest, dude. I knew I liked it, didn't know how much, didn't even want to rate it, and I'm like, gotta see it again. And yeah, I did it, and whew, a lot better in the second watch. Yeah, it benefited from a second watch. Yes. Hey guys, welcome to my The Batman review. The second one, because I already posted one out of the theater. I'm posting this one now, and then I'm going to do a spoiler review. I'm going to break it down like I did the Joker spoiler breakdown that you guys apparently really loved. I'll put a link to that in the description, as well as my reactions to The Batman, where I freaking cried in the trailers. Yeah, it happened. I'll freaking own it now, because you guys were awesome in the comments about it. Yeah. And back to this, dude. I just wasn't prepared last night for a slow burn pace, and I just needed time to digest it. And listen, I enjoyed the story. It's total film noir, including a Blade Runner narration sometimes that I wasn't crazy about, but yeah. But we actually finally get to see Detective Batman. We never see that in movies, and yeah. This is more a crime drama thriller with splashes of horror than it is a Batman movie, or at least a traditional Batman movie. As far as tone goes, this actually is the most accurate comic book Batman we've ever had on screen. Yeah. Which, hey, that's great, because I like it dark. And the darker the Batman, the better. Dude, I don't know how they pulled off the PG-13. Yeah, little 5-year-old Timmy, he's going to need therapy if he sees some imagery here. Granted, I needed therapy after watching the Joel Schumacher ones, but that's, another story. I know Matt Reeves was saying he was listening to a lot of Nirvana, finding his inspiration, but dude, this looks a lot more like 9 Inch Nails, which is good because I love 9 Inch Nails. Speaking of inspiration, this movie definitely has a 7 vibe to it. David Fincher's 7. David Fincher, my favorite director. So yeah, they took a lot from 7. Is that a problem? Nope. Sign me up for that shit all day. The thought of that made me cry in trailer reactions. So yeah, we're good. We're good here. Also, David Fincher's Zodiac. And about that, Paul Dano as the Riddler. Great casting. Paul Dano just looks like he should be driving a white van around a school. And making the Riddler a serial killer. Awesome. I love the new take on the Riddler character. Even though he does go a little over the top at some points, it's still solid. Colin Farrell? I've seen this movie twice now. I still haven't seen him in the film. He's that good. Yeah, Penguin's not all cartoony. He's more out of a Goodfellas movie, and I'm okay with that. Zoe Kravitz is also great in this as Selena Kyle, not Catwoman. I mean, yeah, it's Selena Kyle, and I like that. It's not like she's freaking... I know everybody likes Michelle Pfeiffer, but it's just kind of... I like this. I like this more. You don't have to lick yourself. I mean, you can, just send me the video. But yeah, Zoe Kravitz has a story that totally works in this too. And so does her chemistry with Batman. Which brings us to Robert Pattinson. Guys, this is a different take on Batman. Bruce Wayne, he is not a social person here. And let's be honest, a man who dresses up like a bat, he's got issues, man. Yeah. He's kind of the same whether he's Batman or Bruce Wayne. And it's nice to see he's not just totally normal if he takes the freaking thing off. And even though him acting the same, whether he has the cowl on or not, can come across as one-dimensional, it's really not. Because you can tell he is working through some shit. And in a role where your Bruce Wayne and Batman have minimal dialogue, but still has to show depth with a stare. Can we all agree Robert Pattinson really was the perfect casting for this? Yeah. And Batman is totally real world here. With a few exceptions, his tech really isn't super advanced. Even his Batmobile, it's a rigged up muscle car. That sounds super badass when it starts, by the way. Oof. And yeah, this is the first time we see a Batman that is even more super grounded realistic. Yeah, you can actually pull off being a Batman here without having to be a billionaire. I mean, you're going to rack up the credit card bill, but you can do it. And also, you got to be really badass at cosplay because that suit is pretty badass, but you can do it. The suit is straight up out of the Arkham games. So is Gotham because it's it's a shithole, but it's a shithole that feels like it's lived in. So it's real with two guys working together to solve a crime. Yeah, Batman's relationship with Jim Gordon is freaking fantastic. He's not like Batman's bitch here where it's okay, Batman. No, they're partners and it's great. They need each other. This is also the most Batman you'll ever see in a movie, which makes sense when you watch the film. I'm just one of those that kind of likes the payoff when like you have to wait and then you see the hero in the suit and you're like, whoa! Seeing him all the time in the suit makes it feel a little bit like you've had too much dessert, so you can't really appreciate it. But still, I get it why they did it here. It's cool. We are good. And without going into detail, I do love Batman's arc in this, because there is like some real growth here that I will not get into, but I love how he gets from point A to point B without force feeding it to the audience like they're stupid. And that's growth, and I love it. As for flaws, and let me just say the flaws bothered me more last night than they did today, but I'm still going to say them. Starting with the runtime. This did not have to be 3 hours. I get that Matt Reeves was going for like the whole epic thing, but yeah, it just could have been a little tighter. Also last night, it felt like maybe this was a little bit too bleak. Me being the guy that's always like, oh, I want it dark, I want it dark. It felt like it was dark to the point that it was taking itself too seriously. Partially with that score, because I love the score, but the part of like the dun, 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 that thing, it did it over and over and over and over and over again. And it just felt, sometimes less is more. And it's almost like, take me seriously, I'm Batman. Like, that's what I was feeling yesterday. I'm like, dude, tone it down. But it's cool. It worked out. I did a rewatch. It didn't bother me as much. I just wish they did a little more with the score, which is awesome. But just don't go back to the same 4 notes over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah. But my biggest problem is what made me cry in my freaking YouTube videos. The trailers. Hear me out. In a movie this somber and this with this much gloom, you need those like wow moments. Those like, that was badass moments to just kind of break up the tone a little bit. And if you've seen the trailers, there are going to be some of those moments you're going to be robbed of on a first viewing from the trailers because you've seen it already. And you're like, dude, how did you put that in the trailer? There's a few of those. Can you say chase scene? Still, the Batman went for something special. Even if the execution was not always 100%, doing this, it took guts, dude. And I'm glad they did. And even though people are going to have issues with the pace of it, or maybe the tone of it, or maybe that it just wasn't like the traditional Batman movie, I get it. To me, the fact that you had the balls to do this, it's some magical shit. Which I have to tell you was much better than last night's rating, which was going to be 3.5 out of 5, to be honest with you. So yeah, I'm glad I saw it a second time. Guys, go to the comments. Please let me know. What did you think of the Batman? Next, I'm going to freaking break down the shit out of this, because there's some symbolism here I want to go over. Also, please like and subscribe to like all that crap that I have. And yeah, thanks for watching.